Hi everyone, this is Aaron from Alamo Music, and today we're going to be having some fun with some effects on the accordion. Stick around. Hi everyone, this is Aaron from Alamo Music. Visit us online at alamomusic.com, and today we're going to be having some fun with the diatonic accordion, running through some effects. So, as an accordion player, I always get asked, hey, how do you make your accordion, sound more, how do you give your accordion more effects? How do you make your accordion, stand out a little bit more? And just like any guitar player who has their rig, they have their effects pedal and boards. Well, you can actually apply those same effects in live situations and in recording situations as well to your diatonic accordion. And today, to achieve that, kind of some of the gear that we're going to be using is going to be a Shure SM57 running through a Art Tube MP Studio preamp, and I have that running into a HX Stomp. So this is actually one of my setups that I use. I use these three tools essentially to achieve a lot of effects. So if you're not familiar with the Line 6 HX Stomp, essentially it is a smaller version of the full-size Helix board that they have. And I mean, this thing is great. You have all your effects on board, reverb, delay, synths, sounds, and things like that. So the way I use it is I use some of these effects to achieve, different sounds based on the type of style of music I'm playing, or maybe based per song if I'm playing with a certain band and it requires, a little more effects. So pretty much today we're just gonna be going through, listening to it, and seeing, what we can come up with. And if you have any questions, please leave a comment in the comment section below and let us know if you're using effects on your accordion, or maybe if you have more questions, how can I use this? Let us know below and we'll definitely get back to you. So, like I said here, I have a HX Stomp. We are going to, just turn on a couple effects and see what they sound like. So this is the accordion, without any effects. So just a very, regular, neutral sound whenever you're, playing through an SM57. Well, if I were to add an effect, let's see what we got. If I were to add something as simple as like a reverb, we can really expand on that sound immediately. Just, there's a lot of reverb right there, so that's a hall. Maybe you're in an application where you want to have some padding, or you want to have something a little more subtle in the background. You can use a reverb effect like this one to achieve that. Let's see what else we got in here. There's another reverb right there. Of course, as with any effects pedal, you can modify this to your taste. So I can actually do something. Let's see here. Mess with the effects a little bit. I can take out right there, so that it's very low in the mix. If I want to add more reverb into the mix, I can definitely do that as well. That right there, kind of hearing it, it's creating an octave sound. Also too, like almost like a zydeco sound. So right there, I can use that effect to maybe mimic a zydeco accordion if you only have a Corona 2 or a Corona C2 or one of the Corona lines, for example. You can definitely use the effects to your advantage to create new sounds. What else do we got in here? Let me see, I think there's a light reverb right there. I'm gonna leave that one on. And let's see what else we can do. So, add a delay effect. So here's a simple delay. So one of my favorite accordionists growing up listening to was, went by the name of Steve Jordan. He is considered the Jimi Hendrix of accordion. And he achieved his sound by applying a lot of effects. So whenever you listen to his music, you know, there's a lot of delays, there's a lot of like filters, there's a lot of phasers and things like that. And it created a really, really unique and really unique sound that when you hear it, it's like, oh, okay, that's Steve Jordan. Similar to a guitar player, you hear their effects and it's like, I know, you know, that's that guitar player. You know, you create a brand and identity. So, you know, one song that he did with the delay, this one. You know, so definitely you can use it to create more depth in your songs. This has a little more of a chorus on it. Has a little more of a sweep to it. We have so yeah, I mean, with delays, you can get really creative and create a lot of depth in your sound. That right there's a reverse delay. So, you know, so in my group, Volcan, we actually have a lot of rock songs, or, you know, a lot of rock influence. So some of our sound is influenced by psychedelic rock. So what I'll do is use, you know, effects like such as the delay and like big reverb to create almost an arena effect. You know, you can get really creative with this. What else do we got here? You know, just delays. We can also add something such as like a tremolo effect here. Might be nice for, you know, if you're ending a song, you want to add a little something to let it ring out. You can get really creative. Let's see what else got. That one's interesting. So that one here is called bleat chop tremolo. So we also got talking about Steve Jordan earlier, he used a lot of, you know, phase effects. So if you're a big Steve Jordan fan and you want to achieve a similar sound to him, this is definitely one of the effects that you're going to want to add into your accordion. Yeah, so that's like a really classic Steve Jordan sound. It's another phaser. You can add some color to that. Creates a lot of depth as well. What else do we have here? So really, like, the sky's the limit. And let's see what else we got in here. So add some depth, add a little more offset. Also can change the hertz rate. And also flangers. You can add a chorus effect, maybe Maybe you have a more of a dry-tuned accordion and you want to achieve, you know, a more of a wet sound on an effect. Sorry, on a song. Well, instead of getting a whole other accordion, you could probably use an effect such as a chorus to almost mimic a more of a wet sound on your accordion. So, for example, this is more of a wet tuned accordion where you have a lot of, you know, vibration between the reeds. If you don't have one of these accordions that are more wet tuned and you have dry tuned, add a chorus effect, see what comes out. Maybe able to create that depth you want. So, for example, a lot of you know, Colombian cumbia by Nato music has a really wet sound. You know, so you know, you could, you know, take your Hohner or Corona if that's what you play, or a Panther, and, you know, add a chorus effect, and maybe you can achieve more of a Colombian style sound that, you know, you hear on your recording, La Aniceto, Molina, things like that. So definitely encourage you to play around with that. Let's see what this. Some vibrato on it. Is it like a, you know, funny little sound on the tail there? So double take. Let's see here. So yeah, so definitely add any modulation you would like. And another thing too, and this is more of a maybe a preference, you know, some people like to carry multiple accordions. If you're okay with taking one accordion, you can actually utilize some pedals to change the key. You know, it's always a debate, you know, do I take more than one accordion? Do I, maybe I'm not at a skill level where I'm comfortable playing in all the keys on the, you know, on say a GCF accordion, diatonic accordion, but you want to play a song in A flat or E flat or one of those keys, and you can, you know, utilize effects to change the pitch. So let's see here, if I were to be, this is going to be not, the pitch is still the same, so now I'm in G major. Say I want to drop it down to F major. Right there, all of a sudden I have, you know, pretty much an F accordion, you know, mimicked. So depending on your application, this may or may not work. If you have, you know, a lot of bleeding into other mics on stage, you may get a weird effect where it's like I hear both keys. But if you're in an application where it could work, you know, you can definitely use this to your advantage as well. Another thing you could do too with the pitches is, let's see here, let's see what we can do. Whoa, so there's an oscillator. So maybe a application for something like that where you want to have an oscillator is if you want to mimic something like a harmonium or one of those reeded instruments, playing, you know, Indian music, or want to sit in with the band and mimic that style. You know, you can definitely use that. Let's see what else I have in here. Let's see what this one is. Oh, okay, so this is the pitch change again. You can create some depth with that. Bass octaver. So octaver, you know, create some depth there. Once again, maybe you have an accordion, you want it to give it more depth. You can definitely, you know, use something like that, octaver, or yeah, I mean, even to a lot of, for example, Dominican music like merengue típica, it has a very distinct sound in the diatonic accordion tuning. So it's a lot of octaves, really dry tune in octaves. So maybe you don't have an accordion in octaves, but you want to record something, you know, that has that effect, or maybe in the live application, you know, you can use an octaver there. And it doesn't have to be the HX Stomp. You know, there's many different models out there where maybe you're the type of person who likes to have each individual pedal that you can dial into, turn it on and off with different pedals and switches or stomp boxes. Me, I just prefer the all-in-one. So it's really up to you. It's really user's preference. Of course, pedals can also be great for like dynamics and things like that. Maybe you want to add a compressor to your accordion. Maybe you want to add some EQ, or you can control it. Or I know a lot of times accordion players will just go up to the mic that's already set up by the sound engineer and play through. But you definitely could take advantage of having your own, at least a compressor and EQ setup. That way you can have your own, sounds. Maybe you know what frequencies work for you and don't work for your accordion. So even something as simple as that, utilize pedals for, utilize effects for. The sky is really the limit, and these are all just tools for you to create that sound that is, unique to yourself. So I hope this video was helpful. I hope this maybe brought in some thought in some accordion players. It's like, hey, I would like to try that, or I never thought about that. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or maybe you have a suggestion of this is how I use my pedals on my accordion, leave a comment down below, and like this video, and let us know also, as always, what kind of content you want to see on our channel. So we're here for you. We're here to explore everything about the accordion, and we'll see you next time.